What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about LCX token today. The purpose of this video is to discuss why LCX is my most recent purchase. Now, I have bought LCX before. I bought some, months ago when it was around 12 to 13 cents, and it's not my largest hold, but it is one of my larger holds. And I've added more to that. Now, the original purchase that I made was intended and is intended to be held for the remainder of the cycle. What I've recently purchased today, and I have made the purchase today, is only intended to be held for this next move, which I assume will be at its end by the end of February. So the reason I chose LCX, if you want to find out, hit the like button, subscribe, and let's get into it, you guys. So the reason I chose LCX essentially is because out of all the coins that I've kind of been observing, that I've had my eyes on, LCX dropped the hardest yesterday, which it didn't drop that hard. It was just down 7%, and that's always appealing, right? Whenever you're looking to buy, think about it this way, right? When you're looking to sell, you're probably going to sell the one that has the biggest green side, right? Ideally, you'd want to sell that, right? You wouldn't sell the one that's moved up 2%. You'd sell the one that moved up 200% in a day, right? And vice versa if you're looking to buy. You don't want to buy the one that's up 50%. You want to buy the one that's down 50%, hopefully, if it looks like it has a good trajectory ahead of it. And I think LCX does have a good trajectory. So I bought on that notion, or at least that notion alone entertained the idea. Then I measured where I thought LCX would go. Then I looked at the chart as a whole, and I'm looking at the all-time history here, and we can see first and foremost, LCX had a very, very bullish upbringing in the last bull market, man. I mean, it crushed it, to say the least. If we look at a relative low to a relative high, what you did in the course of December 19th to November 21st there, I mean, man, you moved up. That's about a 450x right there. That's immense growth. That's intense growth, right, for sure. And there was no real consolidation phase until here. I actually wonder, how much did you correct? You had to have dropped more than 90%. Everything does. Yeah, 94%. Everything does in its first bear markets. But you're at the brink of breaking above this range here. You've had a double top at now. You've been here for the past couple of months, 3 months really, consolidating on this second attempt. You're up here for 4 months last time before you dropped down. So I do assume you're going to break through this. When you break through this, I don't know about you guys, call me crazy, but I would assume that you don't break out and you just stop right above it, right? I mean, you could, but then you'd be at your all-time highs. I would assume that you have a little bit more of a breakout than that. So if you're breaking out in the way that I would anticipate, that I would expect, which is probably more than just barely, then likely you're not just breaking out of this range, but you're breaking out of this entire range. You're breaking out of this consolidation phase that you formed since your last bear market there, or your last bull cycle high at the beginning of the bear market there. So if you are breaking above this, you likely will be breaking above this. From a high to a low, the minimum expected target when you do search and expand and find new all-time highs, you're in that blue sky breakout territory. The minimum target is identified as the 1272. That's the minimum target there. The first zone is the primary target zone. It's the 1618 to the 1272. That's your primary target fib extension zone. You can go through the 1272. You can go all the way up to the one. This next move by the end of February, I highly doubt it does, but you could go all the way up to the 1618. It's possible. Crypto, you guys can do some very crazy things in a very short amount of time. But to me, that even seems a little bit too crazy. Even in the height of the bull market last cycle, you weren't seeing movements like that. Though you have seen some pretty crazy moves before, but it normally takes more time than just 1 month. So I'm expecting that by the end of February, you will likely be somewhere between new all-time highs and a price that's around $1.30. Okay, and if we look at the current price here, from a low, that's anything from about 150%. That's a minimum expectation, and that is about average, what I would expect the average coin to do going into February here. And then that's your minimum target, is to do what the average coin's going to do, by the way. And I don't suspect that you stop there. We'll go over why I don't suspect you stop there either. But if we go to the high here, that's about a 5. That's almost a 6x. And the thing is you don't have to stop there. But that's the 1272. I would anticipate that not only do you go there, but the move here that led you into this relative consolidation phase you've been in for the past 2 months, I suspect that when you break out of this and break out of this, you're going to have a stronger move than what brought you into this. So this move was up 215%. I'm calling for a bigger month in February, right? You might not be up here by the end of February. Perhaps you do stall somewhere a little bit lower, consolidate, and then going into March, going into April, you could see those targets. But I definitely expect or suspect that LCX has an above average run compared to most cryptos here over the next month. I suspect that we could see something as big as a 5 or a 6x It's possible we could go higher, but I think it becomes less likely, right? This zone to me is the most likely by the end of February. Anything under it or above it, as you get further away from this zone, it just gets less and less likely to me. But let's go over some other things. Okay, so we're looking at the monthly time frame, looking at the RSI. I don't know why the RSI is this color. One of my friends told me that the RSI did not stand out, and I changed the color, but it changed back. I hope that color stands out a little bit better. Not purple on purple, but kind of red on greenish blue there. We're looking at the monthly RSI, and he did bounce here at the same area 1, 2, 3 times, higher lows each time, right? I definitely believe that you are on your way up to new all-time, or not new all-time highs, sorry. Yes, new all-time highs, but the overbought zone in the RSI, I believe you're going on to the overbought zone because you found resistance here at the 60 level, pulled back. Your next attempt likely will not just take you above the 60, but above the overbought zone as well. When you get into the overbought zone, that is where you see your best work kind of being done, where you see your biggest months, your most growth. And again, culmination with that, throwing into the fact that you're going to be breaking out of this range here and the overall consolidation phase you've been in since last cycle, I expect it'll be a very phenomenal run, right? It'll be something more bullish than anything you've seen since, I mean, really probably since 2021. If we look at, I want to actually look at this real quick too. Hold on. High to low, and then what's this? I think we could stop around $1. $1 sounds nice because that's like nice psychological resistance. That might be where we go by the end of February. So instead of a 5x, it could be like a 4.5x, but 5x, 6x definitely on the table in that same amount of time. I'm expecting immense growth nonetheless, definitely larger than a 4x is what I'm expecting personally in that amount of time, right? That's what we just established. Wasn't that a 4x? Yeah, larger than a 4x. So that's awesome, man. Looking at the weekly time frame here. Weekly time frame is bouncing off of the 50. If this week closes green in the next 4 days, 21 hours, and I think that it will, I bought today not because I think it's going lower, my friends, but because I think it's at a relative low. If we look at the relative low here to the relative high, you have gone just below your 382. Now we're looking for you to move up, back above the 236. You get above 28.8 cents. That's how we know it's go time. If you go below 18.8 cents, that's how we know you might actually go down to about 15.5, maybe even down to 14 cents itself. So if we go below 18.8 cents, look for a little bit more of a drop. It could happen, though I doubt it happens, right? And again, because you're bouncing off of this weekly, off of the 50 there, if you look at the RSI, you're in a nice little uptrend. Higher lows and higher highs right here, looking very bullishly postured. You had a little taste of the overbought zone here. With the way you're set up right now, I would assume you get a deeper move into the overbought zone, which means a stronger move coming out of this. Beyond everything that we've said, we could just look at this at face value for what it is. This is a bull flag, right? Look up on Google, what's a bull flag? And if you type it in, it'll look just like this pattern here. If it is a bull flag, and it is, I've been doing technical analysis for 8 years. I'm pretty confident that's a bull flag right there, my friends. If it is a bull flag, and it is, likely your target would then be all the way up to $1. Hey, I love seeing that. Love seeing that, right? $1 coming up twice, not just on the measure move, but from a high to a low here. You hit your 1618. The next target that I would expect you to go to when you break above the 1618 is anything from the 2272 to the 2618. And we've already established that targets like this are on the table, just maybe at a later date. So stopping here at first, that makes a lot of sense to me, man. And then beyond that fib, we didn't even measure this. Let's see, from a high to a low here, your 2272 of this fib is actually pretty close to that as well. I bet you do stop right around $1 though, personally, if not just above. I would think just above, not just below. At $1 or just above it. Yeah, man, 1618, the golden ratio right there at $1, guys. But just above it. It's beautiful. It's perfect. That's where LCX is going. I can't tell you how confident I am with that, man. I'm absurdly confident. It looks beautiful. Great time to buy. I'll probably end the video here soon, because I think we've gotten everything we need, right? 3-day RSI looks bullish as hell, man. You're finding support at previous areas of resistance and previous areas of support, right? Previous areas of support, previous areas of support, previous areas of resistance, all in this same exact area, looking phenomenal. People are going to ask, is this a head and shoulders pattern, inverse head and shoulders? No, it is not. No, it's not, but it kind of looks like it, but no, it's not. Daily time frame here. Bullish, you're getting overbought, you're not even getting oversold, finding support on the 40, getting higher lows, rounding this bottom out, getting some higher highs, looking productive for sure. This tells me, right, you're not full charge, you're not full steam ahead yet, but you're about to be. Probably at the current trajectory, I would expect by the end of the month, if not certainly in the beginning of February, this thing is going to be on full tilt. We're going to be at new all-time highs. So it might not be now, it might not be by the end of this week, or even by the end of next week, but I would suspect by the end of that following week, LCX will literally be at new all-time highs. By the way, it's at 22 cents right now. Its current all-time highs are at 58 cents. So I'm talking about in about less than 3 weeks' time, we're going to see a 100% growth. I'm full-heartedly expecting that. And then within the next 3 weeks after that, I would expect another probably 200% or more to come in from there up to about $1. So I got nothing else for you guys. This is my most recent purchase out of all the coins that I'm holding, out of all the coins that I was looking at that have my interest, that I quote unquote believe in enough to give it my money to invest in. This one to me seemed like it has the most potential to grow in the shortest amount of time. Yes, even more so than XCN, BCH, LTC, all of them. But here's the thing. I did not sell any of my cryptos for LCX. I did not sell. This is new money. Somebody asked me that on the Discord, and I said, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do what you want with your money. It's your money. But I did not sell or swap any coins for LCX. I think that it will outperform Compound. I think it'll outperform XCN. I think it'll outperform BCH from this moment until the end of February. I'm not talking about the whole cycle. I'm just talking about for this moment. That's why it's a short-term play. But it's not the coins that you expect to outperform everything that normally outperform everything. It's the coin you don't expect to do anything, or to maybe even underperform the rest of your coins. Those are the ones that normally outperform everything. So do not sell. In fact, if right now, throughout this video, you're thinking, I've got a coin that I'm not certain in. I bought it because I was really certain in it. I liked it. I was really bullish in it at first, but it hasn't done anything in a long time. I'm going to sell that coin for this coin, for LCX. That coin that you're selling will probably pump harder than LCX. I don't know what coin it is, but I would bet money that 90% of you, if you had a coin in mind that you would sell for LCX or for another coin that you think is going to outperform whatever coin you would sell, I bet the coin you would sell will outperform the coin you would buy. Does that make sense? If it doesn't happen this time, try it out 10 different times. It'll happen basically every time, and it's very rare that you make the proper swap. It's very rare that your emotions don't get the best of you. I'm going on a whole nother tangent here. This video should have been done minutes ago. I'll see you on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Take care. Bye-bye.